Hello, it's Reese from Yes Supply, and I'm so excited to share with you everything we're going to be talking about today, because this is when we put some fuel in the fire of your Pinterest strategy. So if you're watching with me right now, I want you to grab your phone, snap a picture. I love to see the Yes Supply muses who are committed to turning their dreams into a reality, finding their special gifts and purpose, and sharing their message. And Pinterest is an amazing tool to help you do that. So if you are here, if you have come this far in the course, I want to know about it. Snap a picture of you working through the course, tag me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I want to be there to cheer you on, to see your progress, and I just want you to know that I'm so proud of you for putting away the distractions and really working on creating a life that you want. For me, I know that it was tough at first. It was scary. I was taking risks. I was doing things that I'd never done before. I was learning about so many things that I'd never learned. And because I invested in myself, not just investing in money, but investing in time, that's how I have been able to create this platform that I love so much and have been able to help so many people like you. So I want you to know that what you're doing is really amazing. It's really special. And the fact that you are here working through shows how committed you are to your dream, and you will see positive benefits come out of that. So thank you so much for being here. Again, grab your phone, snap a picture, share it with me on socials. Make sure you tag at Yes Supply, and I cannot wait to see what you're working on. And if I see you snapping me, I will be sure to give you a shout out, because I love recognizing committed muses like you. So right now, what we are looking at is Board Booster. And there are a lot of automation tools for Pinterest, and I might update this later with more automation tools as I learn more about Pinterest. But right now, the tool that has helped me get to over 20,000 views a month on my blog, the tool that is just really helping me reel in so many views, so much attention. Like I said before, over 40,000 views and shares on a single post, 30,000 views, and over 40,000 shares. But that's just on a single post. That's not to mention all the other posts that are gaining traffic, new clients, new customers, new email subscriptions, all from Pinterest. And I really don't have to spend that much time on it to get this kind of traction. So I can't wait to show you some really cool tips and tricks today. So if you sign up for Board Booster, I actually put a link for Board Booster below, and I would really appreciate if you click on that link. It's an affiliate link, so I will get, I think, a discount, or I'll get some free pins or something fun like that. But every click counts. I really appreciate you supporting Yes Supply, and the more free stuff I get, the more amazing content I can share with you guys, right? So really encourage me, if you are signing up for Board Booster, just make sure you click on the Board Booster affiliate link that I'm placing below the video before you sign up. And believe me, this program is worth every penny. Okay, so first you want to head into pinning tools, and you want to head into scheduler. Now, I've already set up my scheduler, but I'm going to walk you through an example. Now, I'm going to walk you through an example of what I do. And it's already here, so just pretend that there's nothing here yet. Just pretend that it's empty. And what's going to happen is, if you've put in the time and energy to request to be added to group boards, then what's going to happen is you're going to come into Pinterest, and you're going to click on this button that says add group boards, and you'll see whenever there's this little icon with 3 people there, that means that is a group board, and it's probably a group board that you have been invited to. So you can just go ahead, and I can see that recently I've been added to a few different group boards. So I'm just going to go and say yes. I will go on these group boards. It's hard for me to line it up, but I think I'm lining these up. Quotes for bosses, that's perfect for me. Okay, and I hit my limit. You can only add yourself to 10 at a time. And so once I'm ready, I'm just going to click continue. and I'm just gonna press submit. And it takes a little bit of time. So if you have pressed submit and it seems like it's taking 5 minutes to load, don't worry, that is completely normal. Board Booster takes a little bit of time to load it all in. I'm not sure why, but it does. So I didn't want to make you wait the whole time while it loaded, but what's going to happen is after you've loaded in your boards, your group boards, you'll see a message like this. I just say, got it. Now what we want to do is we want to get your boards on automation. So that means that they'll be constantly flowing pins through to your board. So what I like to do is I'm just going to find a board for you, a board that I haven't really yet scheduled, just to show you an example of what you're going to want to do. So this one right here is a board that I just got added to that I haven't set up yet. So it's a perfect example to show you what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it, and I'm going to click on that little cog. I'm going to go ahead to advanced settings. I want it to be working. I want it to schedule out multiple pins a day. And basic is totally fine. Now, a great thing to do is go back to the board that you've been invited to and take a look and see if there's any rules. Because if they have rules where you're only allowed to pin, a couple times a day, you don't want to be the person who's pinning 10 times a day, spamming up the board. So make sure that you look. Some boards only let you pin once a day, whatever that is. Make sure that you put that setting there. You can also change the time that it pins. So maybe this is a board where I'm pinning out 5 times a day, but I don't want all the pins coming through at the exact same time. So what I can do is I can shift this so it starts to pin at 6 a.m. and it ends off pinning at 11 p.m. And in Board Booster, there's different reports, and in Pinterest, there's reports, so you can see what times are popular for you. So take a look at your own time zone and really think about what do you think are the times that are the most popular for you and your audience, and then pin between those times. I usually like to just span it out throughout the day so that there's an even amount of pins moving out throughout the day. Now, this is the part that you really need to remember to do. You see here, it says source board. So what I want to do is I want to select the source board, and instead of pinning from this random source board, I want to find my actual blogging board, right? So because this board was all about blog, I'm going to actually have pins pulled from my blog into the blogging board. So this is my blogging and social media board. And now what's going to happen is every time this board is looking for a pin from me, it's going to pull it from one of my source boards, which is absolutely amazing because that lessens the amount of work that I need to do. It will automatically do the work for me. I can keep it as chronological. And this is very important as well. I want to make sure that when a pin is published, I keep it on the source board because I'm working hard to fill up this board with pins. So the last thing that I want is another board to be removing it. Okay, so make sure that this is selected. And if you want, after all your pins have been worked through, have the pins start over again so that the pins are constantly flowing through, your boards are staying updated, and that's a huge key to you having a really engaged, really amazing board. And when you're all done with that, just click save. And your settings are now saved. And so whenever you post new content to your own personal board, you've now programmed it to go out into one of the many group boards that you're a part of. And the really cool thing is I can see here, this group board has 4,500 followers. So when I'm pinning to my board, it's pulling from my blogging and social media board onto this blog board, and now I have the opportunity to be exposed to 4,500 new people that I might never have met before. And so the more boards that you're a part of, the more opportunity you have to be exposed to more people, and that will really help you greatly grow your brand and your discoverability. Now, another really cool pinning tool is the campaigns tool. So maybe you're about to launch a new product or service and you want to be able to grow your email list or grow attention around a certain topic. You can create campaigns around specific topics and then schedule out specifically for that. So what I want to show you is a campaign that I ran when I was launching my membership site group program. So you can see here, I've paused it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my settings so that when you create a new campaign, you can use this for your own campaigns, for your own launches, for whatever you want to grow traffic for. So just going to click the edit button, and you can see here, I named the campaign Membership Live Training. The source of pins is asking, do I want to get the pins from a board or a list of pins? I'm just going to put a list of pins and I'm going to put the link to the pin here. Now you might be wondering, well, what is this link? Well, I had a pin that sent people to a specific landing page to help me grow my traffic for a launch I was doing where I was showing people how to grow a membership site business. And so this pin right here is sending people to a landing page to sign up for a free training that I had on a Thursday at 6 p.m. And so when people clicked that, they would go to that free training. So what I did was I just grabbed the link from this pin, right? And then in Board Booster, I put that link there, and then I could actually schedule it out to all the target boards that I wanted it to be a part of, right? And so instead of having to individually go through each and every board, I was able to schedule this out to a ton of boards. And what I can do is, as I have more campaigns come up, more different things I want to launch, I can add in different pins here and have them scheduled out to a whole bunch of different boards. Now there is a maximum amount of boards, pins that you can schedule per day. You can only schedule 90 pins per day. So you'll see here, there's some boards where it says 1 pin per day, but there's some that just say once every 30 days because I actually wasn't able to have them pinning out each and every one every single day because that would have made me hit my maximum. So you want to be really careful for that. You don't have to put as many boards here as I was. I was actually just trying it out. You could literally just pick your top 5 or 10 favorite boards and have it going out regularly. Again, I put in different times that I wanted it to pin, which I actually think that this would do better more like that. You get the opportunity to decide what days you want to pin. You get the opportunity to decide what kinds of pins are going to go out. Duplication, so that's, do you want the same pin going out multiple times? You can put it on custom settings, and then you can decide how many times the same pin can be repinned, and that is up to you. It says minimum interval for reposting the same pin to the same board, 5 days. And that's a good thing because you don't want the same pin being repinned to the same board too many times. People might think that you're spammy, and we definitely don't want that. And it also says the maximum number of reposts amongst all target boards. So I actually don't really mind if there's a lot of reposts across my target boards because I am trying to grow my exposure. And if I want to turn this on, I would just select the word working and just go ahead and click save and get that campaign running. And you can see there when the campaign is running, it doesn't say paused, it just says it's going. And so I know that that one pin that I showed you is going to be pinned across these 60 boards and really help me boost my exposure out there. Now, the last thing is looping. So if you want your personal board, so you guys saw that I had a few personal boards. If you want your personal boards to stay fresh, you can also turn on the looping tool. Right now I have it off, but this was great for me when I was just first starting out and really just trying to keep my pins updated and fresh without having to do it manually. So here you can obviously turn it on. Say how many pins on your personal board you want looped and kind of just saying updated every single day. And here you can decide what the pinning windows are going to look like, how many pins are being looped per day. Honestly, I would just keep 1 or 2 looped per day because, you know, this is counting towards the amount of pins that you're paying for every day. And because you're just pinning on your own personal boards, just a couple of loops per day is totally fine. But of course, experiment to see what works for you. Here you can choose what days of the week they are pinned, if it's pinned in chronological newest to oldest or oldest to newest. Here you decide if you want it to be only your tall pins, your square pins, or either or. If you want it to only repin your own pins, or maybe everyone's pins, or maybe only other people's pins and not your own pins. Maybe we only want it to repin pins from your own website, which is actually a really great tool. So you could just say, I only want pins looped if it's coming from my own website. And then this is just going to help you make sure that there's not too many of the exact same pins on your board. So that if somebody goes through your board, they're not like, hey, everything on here looks the exact same. That's weird. Okay, so once you've turned that on, if you're ready to go, you just click the save, and that's how you turn looping on. And looping will help you keep your boards fresh and updated. So that's a great thing to do when you're just first starting out, when you have quite a few pins on your Pinterest board, but you don't have time to pop in every day to keep it fresh. You can turn that on. I have it off right now because I wasn't seeing too much of an impact from it, but with everything, you have to test it. You have to see what works for you. So if you want to test it out with looping, definitely go for it. I had looping going for a while, and it was working really great for me. Now, one other thing I want to show you here in Board Booster is reports. So a great thing to just always look at is your board performance, right? You are putting money into Board Booster. You want to make sure that your posts and everything are getting repinned. They're helping you get exposure and helping you get out there. So it's really important for you to know how things are working for you and if they're really helping you propel your brand and get out there. So it's a really good thing to look at your boards and take a look at, okay, what boards have a good amount of followers, which is helping me get exposure? And also, which ones are having a lot of repins, right? Because the boards that have a lot of repins, that shows that they're really active, and that's going to be beneficial. And what you might want to do every so often is just go through, and if you have boards that really don't seem to be performing, you know, there's no repins or very low repins, it seems like there's very low activity or a lot of duplicate pins, you might want to take a look and see, is it the right board for me? And you might actually want to do some trimming of the boards that you're on so you're not on too many boards that will hurt your Pinterest board in the algorithm. Because again, just like Instagram, just like Facebook, they are looking for high quality content, and they want to make sure that you are actually putting out really positive, helpful content. So use the reporting tools that are here. Now, getting really into reports, of course, Pinterest has some great reports too, but I want to show you the rest of the reports here in Board Booster. So you just click here, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of different types of reports. So we talked about board performance. Also really good to look at idle group boards. It just shows you like what the repin rate is of certain group boards, and if you're feeling like you're not getting good enough traction from a group board, you can make that decision to leave a group board. This one I actually mentioned to you before, which is a great one. It's the best time to pin. So you want to know what time is good for you to pin. And what it actually says for me is the best time for me to pin is like 1 in the morning, which I'm not going to get up to just go on Pinterest, but 1 in the morning is the best time for me, 4 in the morning, and then 4 p.m. So I can decide to schedule out pins or schedule out repins for that time. Maybe I could shift out my personal boards to be pinning out pins at that time, right? There's more reports in here. So follower growth is good too to look at, just to see like what my follower growth looks like. And this is actually the average for all accounts with similar audience size to mine. So mine is actually growing a lot faster than other accounts that are a similar size, which is really cool because I don't really spend too much time in Pinterest. I'm going to be spending a lot more time in it because I'm really realizing the impact that it's having for me. But yeah, it's really great to see how much your Pinterest is growing. You can see here just growing by like, a few people here and there, 15 to 20 people every day. And that's great. So all in all, that is showing you how you're gonna add fuel to your Pinterest fire, because you're gonna go ahead and pin from your blog to your Pinterest account, and then from your personal Pinterest boards, you are getting Board Booster to automatically take from your personal Pinterest boards into your group boards, and that's what is adding the fuel to the fire, because instead of your regular followers being the only people who are going to be able to see your boards, now thousands of people who are hanging out on these group boards are going to be able to see your boards. So that is really, really powerful. You're getting people from a huge group of people, and if your boards, your Pinterest graphics are beautiful enough, people are going to come from a group board onto your personal board. Then they're going to hit the follow button, or they're going to peruse your other content, end up clicking on a blog post that you've created, and they'll end up on your blog. And who knows, from there they might be a subscriber, a follower, a client. It's really up to you. It really depends on the strategy that you're using to take your Pinterest and use it for your own profits.